you is smart, you is kind, and you is important. That's what the nanny in the movie The Help kept saying to the little girl, and she was doing that to combat the negative talk she kept hearing from her mother. And it's a great strategy. So in a recent video, we talked about how we should view the opinions of others as just that, just opinions. They're not always true just because somebody said it. But we have to remember that even when it's us that's giving the negative opinions. So we're talking today about negative self-talk, all right? And sometimes our negative self-talk says things about not being enough, like we're not smart enough, we're not popular enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not fast enough. But just because we say these things to ourselves doesn't mean they're true. And today we're going to talk about 3 simple and concrete steps that we can teach our children how to use positive self-talk to run off those little negative whispers in their heads, okay? So the first one is to create a journal where they write down positive and negative, or not negative, but positive things about themselves in the good times and in the bad. And if you've taken us up on the recommendation of having a gratitude journal in the past, the gratitude journal can also be used in conjunction with this or in place of this, and I'll explain that in a minute. So kids and teens need to know specific, concrete actions they can take when they notice that negative self-talk taking over. And so I recommend giving them a journal and go ahead and start them off by you writing 10 positive things about them, and then encourage them to write down a couple of things each week that they like about themselves or something that's positive. All right, so that way when they have those bad days, they can go back and look at that. And even when they're just having negative self-talk days, they need to go in and physically make their mind focus on some of those positive things and write down 5 positive things. But some days it's just too hard to do. And on those days, you go back through the previous things you've written or through your gratitude journal to really kind of help give kids perspective, because when they're upset and struggling, they don't have perspective. And they're still developing perspective, even as teens and even in our early 20s, perspective is still a challenge. So that is a concrete way to help them gain some perspective, okay? Number 2 is to show them how to reframe their negative thoughts. For example, they may be saying, I'm not good at reading. And you change that into, I might be having a hard time understanding what I'm reading, but I'll keep trying and I will keep asking others for help, like my parents and my teachers. And then tip 3 is to be Stuart Smalley. Now, do you remember this Saturday Night Live character? It's from a long time ago where Al Franken was Stuart Smalley, and he would give himself self-affirmations in the mirror each day. And he'd say, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. And so completely cheesy, right? Okay, but the gist of it is good. I mean, it's positive self-talk is a powerful strategy, and it takes time for kids to master this. So create a short 3-phrase saying that you repeat often as a family. And having such a phrase ingrains in their minds that these sayings, if you make it musical, if you're a musical family, or if you can make it rhyme, it just helps it stick better. But even something simple sticks and helps them know what to say and how to reframe those negative thoughts, such as, you is smart, you is kind, and you is important. So that's it for today's Monday Minute. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.